Hello, hey everyone. Welcome to the Out of the Box Developer. My name is Hugo, and we are starting our session. And if you are watching us, please share here, share your name and where you are from, so we can also connect with you guys. Today I'm here with Chila. Hey Chila, how are you?
Oh, hey, Hugo, I am fine. Thanks for having me here for
Oh,
today.
thanks. Good to have you here today. And we also have Thiago Bonfini. He's starting with us on the Out of the Box Developer. So, a warm welcome, Thiago. How are you, man?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm fine, and you?
Thanks. I'm fine too. Thanks. And I just see Douglas is just getting getting here on the room. Douglas, are you? Can I put you on the stage now? Oh, hello, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Let's get that. There we go. Sometimes you just got
Good
to
to
do a
see
little
you
bit of
here.
adjusting. Are we
Oh,
we
yeah.
we are live? I just jumped in live. I didn't realize that.
That's perfectly fine. Here's a place to discuss and everyone can contribute to the discussion. So also you that is watching us, if you want to contribute in some discussion here, always welcome. Just place on the chat if you want to join also in the on the discussion. I can add you here on live. But well, today we have planned to talk about top trends, Java trends for 2024, and I was counting with Pedro and Danilo to be helping us with the content, and but they had we end up with some conflict, agenda conflict. They end up with some agenda conflict, but we are here with many people to contribute to the discussion, and we ended up with this topic because last session we have been discussing about the InfoQ 2024 trends, and there's a specific place that they highlight specific Java trends for 2024, and we find that that needs to be more discussed. But well, I think we have a lot of things going on Java, right? And for 2024, is there anything that you want to bring first that might be interesting to start discussing here, and would you like to go deeper on?
Yeah, maybe I can start
Yeah.
bringing the Java 21. Java 21 was the last LTS version that was released last year, and these bring a lot of new features. And not only that, but also some concerns related with the frameworks. Before Java 21, we have three LTS versions, 8, 11, and 17. And it was okay if you have Java 11 in production. But now maybe not too good because now the frameworks, Quarks, Spring, are not supporting this version anymore.
Mm.
And yeah, this can bring some problems related with security. And yeah, if you want to add something, feel free.
Good point. In the end, I believe that frameworks and library might drive more this update rush than the language itself, right? Because uh, okay, we have and maybe not the latest LTS version, but if the framework that we do use stop to support it, that's much more a biggest concern and biggest impact actually to our solution, right? Go ahead, Douglas.
People are still on 8? Question mark.
Yeah, I
I
believe.
hope not,
Uh,
but
Many people on eight
that's
still.
someone
uh,
said 8. I thought I heard 8 somewhere. That was like 2014, I think, or 2013 was 8. So Yeah, I think it's great that the frameworks, the framework and library people are going to be like, yeah, we're not supporting that because it's just time to go. And here's what happens because of that comfort, right? Because oh yeah, they'll all they go back and they'll support the framework, even 11 and that kind of thing. People just they don't update. And I think that when you're looking at it from a business perspective, it comes down to the point of how much is it going to cost, and it doesn't do anything new. It just it's just going to be on a later version of Java, and so they decide not to do it. But when you threaten to take away their foundation if they don't upgrade, then either one, and some people will do this, they'll just stay on an old version of it forever. Or two, they're a publicly traded company, and like in the US, you have to be compliant. You have to run software that's always getting security patches. So they won't be able to run that anymore. And I think that it'll be more expensive to strip out their foundation than it will be to upgrade. But that'll actually be a calculus they'll run. They will run that calculation to see if it's actually cheaper just to move to something that is supported on the old one. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, that's true too. I just read today a news telling that, I don't know, some places train software are still using Windows 3.11 running the system, and so
if it's stable and goes, it just keeps going.
Yes, they're still working, still going. Exactly.
Yeah, but I think the most important thing here is the security, right? CVS and things like that. That if you don't keep updated, chances are you are going to be vulnerability. We have vulnerability, and we are going to have problems. But Douglas talking about Java 8, and I think this is a really important thing. So please, if you are watching us, put on the chat which version of Java are you using in your project. It's Java 8, 11. I hope not, but I believe it, unfortunately. But yeah, please put on the chat which version you are using. And
back in talking about that, back in 2019, I think it's probably one of the last Java ones that really, really big ones with Bruno, and it was just the whole theme of it was please upgrade, please upgrade. That was the whole theme. That everything was just please upgrade, and really what it comes down to is that there's companies out there that realize they could make money off of not forcing people to upgrade. So there are actual companies that sell JVMs that have like security patches backported, all the way, I think probably all the way back to 8, because no one wants to go to 9 or higher. And that's the thing, is that it's so funny that I'm not really deep in the Java community, but I know this.
I just want to give hello here, say hello here to Mateus Cruz. Hey Mateus, good to see you here. Eziel, hello Eziel, good to see you here too. And Manuel, hey Manuel, he shared with us. He asked here, what is our opinion about Java 21 and how can impact our projects? And people started to share the version also of their current Java project. So Mateo said he's using 11 and 17, 8 and 11 for Manuel, and Baslur is using the latest version. Congrats, Baslur! You're lucky, man. I believe a few people yet moving for having already 21 running. Myself, I can say I have projects that goes from 8 to 17 nowadays. And yeah, we do struggle with many different challenges for each project. And that's a good question, actually. What is the biggest challenge that you face, people who is watching us, and people here too, that you face to move forward with the version, update the version in your project. I believe that we're gonna find different answers for this for these
Everyone's going to
challenges.
say modules, right? They'll just go modules, especially if they're on 8. They'll just go modules, and that'll be it.
Modules,
That's the whole
modules.
in one.
Yeah, I think depend on the version, of course. If you are
Ah,
moving from
yeah,
Java
you're right.
11 to 17 or 21, probably will not have many break chains and things like that. At least not related with Java, but
Right.
With
related with
framework.
frameworks, you probably are going to face some problems, some things that you need to fix. For example, Spring changed a lot, the Spring security, the Java E, now it's Jakarta E, so you need to rename all the packets. So yeah, we have some break chance more related with frameworks and libraries than the language.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone want to add something else.
Yes, because you can still use the same code base with a higher version, so it will run. But of course, it's much better if you are using the latest language features in the later editions. You can be more efficient, for example. But if you are with frameworks, of course, then it's another issue. Then you are more or less forced to upgrade your Java version because it's not supported anymore, and you have, as you mentioned before, you have got those security vulnerabilities, and you just don't want to have it in production. So this is one of the driving factors to go ahead due to the security issues, and the other ones, but you like to use new features or what was introduced in the later Java versions. Like in 21, from 21, you can use virtual threads. And this is one of the biggest improvements in this version, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we can talk more about it. So I don't know who wants to start talking. What is virtual threads? Don't know if anyone wants to talk a little bit. What is virtual thread? And then we can talk about all the benefits it brings and also some concerns that we should have because now with 21 we have virtual threads for almost everything, right?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm not well versed on the virtual threads topic, but I watched a presentation from Elder Moraes actually specifically introducing this feature for Java developers on TDC event, and it was amazing explanation he made. And well, if I do summarize all the things that he mentioned there, it is a way to that it is a feature for Java to the JVM itself manage their threads, creating virtual threads instead of each thread being attached to a single operational system thread. So you're gonna be more you can be more efficient on when you instantiate threads inside Java. It will be it can create virtually can create a lot of threads and can actually have
It
manage these
manages them,
threads.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because if it doesn't need to run all of them, then it also manages your. I'm kind of getting an idea here. It manages
Mhm.
your physical, like the actual physical thread pool, and then as you really need the threads, it will spin up. But you can, and it's really a cool abstraction though, because then it means you can just fire up as many threads as you need, and then let the underlying framework handle it. Man, that is. Yeah, but threading has always been like the bane of existence of most people trying to figure that out. I mean, I know we're talking about Java, but if in .NET we got like the parallel library, so we could just write a parallel.4 and then everything spins off into its own thread. That was when like parallelism really got a lot simpler in the .NET world. But these virtual threads sound really cool too.
Yes, and you mentioned the exact word here. It does create an abstraction, and it manages for you, and it also puts in discussion the usage of do all those asynchronous libraries that we have in Java to actually act as performatic things, and they maybe you have a new trade-off maybe with virtual threads. It is kind of those virtual thread things is managing for you the usage of the processing stuff and the resources, so maybe you can let it manage for you. But I believe that there is bigger discussion or bigger trade-offs that you have to make. I remember that that was one of these discussions we that
Probably
raised
memory,
during the
right?
presentation. Yep.
Some memory and processor, because I mean you are having to like keep track of a lot more stuff than if you were managing your threads on your own. So there's probably and again, I'm gonna say that I'm probably saying the wrong thing. So anything I say, you verify. Um, but just reasoning from over 20 years of programming in which all are saying the words you're using and the thoughts coming into my head. These are the things that are coming out. But there's got to be some like point where diminishing returns, right? If you don't do enough, if it doesn't have a chance to optimize for some reason, then
Oh,
you're probably taking on more overhead than you need if there's no optimization occurring, because you are having to run the virtual thread system too at the same time.
Yeah, actually, virtual thread is very optimized. It's very cheap in terms of memory consumptions and things like that.
Yeah.
But you bring in my opinion, an excellent point because what happens? The frameworks will encapsulate these things and also Java. So we do not need to care about virtual thread. We use it. The framework we will use it, and when we have some I/O operation, instead of using thread and having blocking, we use virtual threads. We can do that using Spring, using Quarks. And what we have an increase of the throughput, and you keep the same latency. So if you increase the throughput and you keep the same latency, this is a really great thing, very good. I think everyone want that. Increase the throughput, keep the latency, same application, same resource. But of course, we should be concerned with the memory, because if you increase the throughput and stay with the same latency and the same resource, chances are you need more memory because you are increasing the throughput. So we should be aware of it. Of course, we are increasing the throughput, so we are increasing the
Yeah.
request per second. So yeah.
That's interesting too, because there's also futures on top of that. So, like, I guess it's more optimized, or uses a lot less resources than the idea of futures, which, if I'm understanding correctly, is kind of like promises in other places in other languages that I've dealt with. I mean, I am pulling this in real time as we're talking, so I'm just you could educate me if I'm saying the wrong things. I will not feel bad.
well, Basil here it's contributing with his opinion. One of the greatest advantages of using virtual thread is that we don't have to worry about blocking code
Yeah.
anymore. Yep. And yep.
Just a second. I just see that Max is with us. So we could introduce Max, I guess.
Yes. We have Max and Bruno already. So
Bruno,
yep.
so
Let me
Wow.
call both of them.
Max is here. Hello,
Wow.
Max.
Hey Max,
Hey,
how are
Max.
you, man? Thanks for
Oh, I'm
joining us.
really great. Thanks for inviting me. So thanks for having me. Oh, this amazing conversation about Java trends for 24. So it's amazing topic. So I have been seeing Buzzler saying something interesting that Douglas and Tiago have been speaking about. So it's amazing to be here. Thanks again.
Thanks, Max, for joining us. And maybe you're gonna be contributing big here on the discussion. I hope to 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 be able to discuss these future Java trends for this year, right? And let us also call Bruno, who can connect all of this with our career. Right, Bruno? Hello. How are you, man?
Hey, hello everyone. So good to be here with all of you. Right. So, Tilo was saying that this is a commemoration of 2 years of out of the box developer. I'm not sure you guys already mentioned that or not.
Not
but,
yet.
not yet. So I'm mentioning it right now, right?
Feeling the
So
lightning, Bruno.
I could
This
I
is
could
the
not
size.
I could not be here, right? I had to be here. This it's been amazing to be with this community for already 2 years. So thanks everyone for being here. So welcome Max here and everyone else, right? So Hugo, Thiago, Tila, Douglas, great to have you guys here. And since Baslur, you're here, one of the Java champions, talking a lot about the future of Java. You should come join us here. So Baslur, I'm going to send you a directly message, and maybe you can come and join us here so we can have this big party about future of technology. And so let's see if Baslur can do that, right, since he's watching us here. So thanks everyone, great to be here.
Well, would be amazing if Basil can join us too. And yeah, we are talking here regard to Java trends for 2024. We already asked for with which version our audience have been using on their projects, and also and started entered here on the virtual threads. But anything that on this discussion regard to virtual threads that you want to add here, both Max and Bruno, since you just entered the discussion in the middle?
Go ahead, Max.
Well, well, I listen a little bit about virtual threads. I think virtual threads is the most exciting thing that comes in this new version of Java. So because I think this is an important feature that will help the adoption from the community companies to use the new version of Java, because it will help the more than just how can I say sugar code and something like that that we used to see when I see new features. But also I think that um, a lot of those things that comes with Java 21. One is the one of that is very important for me, that I think that is very important for adoption of this language, is uh, the anonymity classes, and the easiest way to beginners to get started to work with Java. So it's very important thing that I think that you move the new developers coming in this language, this ecosystem. There are many topics that we can discuss. I can say that I used to follow, for example, InfoKill trends reports. So that there are many interesting that we can discuss from there. For example, the crack solution that reduce the warm up from Java is very important. I think that it could be help companies and solutions to keep using Java in a cloud native era. Also, I think that AI comes to be stay, and we can see many specifications rising from this kind of movement. I think Elder Moraes, you say something in the next events, if I'm not wrong, about some specification. I think the Java, and also as Jakarta contributor, I can say that also those features coming to Jakarta EE as well. So we always try to keep in touch with the latest Java features. So if you think that Jakarta is something for old, sorry, yeah, Jakarta is always trying to reach out the best feature that Java can provide us. So that's the thing that I'd like to bring here and say a little bit. Thanks again.
Okay. Cool. So actually, there's a good question here from Carlos Londono, right? So I was just with Carlos a few minutes ago in another call. That's great. So good to have you here, Carlos. Awesome. So he's asking what's will happen with reactive programming after virtual threads, right? And there's actually a discussion going on right now that with virtual threads we don't need reactive programming anymore, right? So that might be a possibility, right? Basically, uh, when you have lots of requests coming on, then you have lots of threads being stopped because to handle the requests, and then reactive program will solve it to fix that. With virtual threads, we don't have thread blocking anymore, so maybe we don't need reactive program anymore, right? So what's going to happen, Carlos? Here's my experience that I have with new ideas that come along, right? It's always one more idea. There's a lot of people that already develop doing reactive programming, and they'll continue to do this because that's what they know how to do. That's what they learn how to do. They have systems that are already done that way, and it's going to have to be maintained for a long time, right? But one interesting thing that I think about virtual threads, that virtual threads, although of course they can be used by the individual developer, no problem, but virtual threads are going to be used by the frameworks mainly. And so basically, when you upgrade your work or whatever you're doing for the new framework, then you're just going to get virtual threads with it. It's going to be more performance. It's going to be more responsive and this kind of things. So that's one thing that I like a lot about Java, and that's the way I see it. But in terms of the future of Java, is that Java has a lot of improvements. There are on the Java virtual machine level, and then all you need to do is just continue to use Java, and then your application gets faster, right? And what's a very unnatural thing for the software industry, right? Normally in the software industry, if you don't upgrade, if you don't go move forward, if you don't do those things get slower and things break down, right? And in Java, I know there's Java 9 had some things that break down. That's okay, but that's minor things. But in Java, even if you don't move forward, just by using the new version of the VM, a lot of things you get. I'm not saying you get it for free, but you get a lot of benefits. And so, but I agree with Max. The one thing I'm looking for, right, is when the frameworks start moving to newer version of Java, and then people are going to have to upgrade, right? Some people are not going to upgrade, but at least people are going to have to upgrade, and then we're going to have all the benefits that we've been having since Java 9. I think it's amazing how many people still using Java 8, for example. There's a lot of benefits since Java 9. They're not the language, they're not the API, nothing like this. It's about performance, it's about security. There's so many security bugs that are being fixed that I think it's crazy that people are not moving to new versions. So the sooner that starts happening, the better.
Yeah, actually, we were talking about it before you join us. For example, Spring Boot 3.0 now does not support Java 11 anymore, and there is no Spring 2.x. At least there is no support anymore for Spring 2.x. So we need to move on to Spring 3.x, and then we need to move on to Java 17 or 21. So yeah, the frameworks are pushing the project to keep updated. And I think this is amazing because, as Bruno said here, we have several benefits, more improvement, more performance, new features, fewer security vulnerabilities, few bugs. So yeah, many things.
I'm going to say something though, and this is just what I've seen in the Java community itself. From and again, I'm outside, but I look in a lot, and the thing that I notice is that if you look at how Java 8 was allowed to continue to run this long, it's because someone realized that they could charge enough money that they could make a business out of it, and it was less money than the other companies thought it would take to actually upgrade to Java 9, and so. You're going to have a lot of majorly entrenched companies in the 2 series of Spring, and they are not going to want to upgrade, but they are going to want to be able to say we have security patches. And there will be companies that come around that will go and backport, I believe. It will just go and backport forever. It'll never die. It's open source.
Yeah, that's what Amazon is doing, right? So Amazon, one of the things that Amazon is doing is that actually, many people are doing this, but Amazon is offering for free the Corretto VM, where they backport all the security fixes to older versions, right? So that is something. So if you're running older version of Java, at least find a VM that has someone doing the backport, right? So Amazon is doing this. Oracle does that too, right? So Oracle does, but you have to have a support contract. Oracle does offer support contracts for very, very old Java VMs, and they backport all the security fixes, and they backport a lot of the performance improvements. So if you are running on the Oracle VM, you should have a contract support, because then you can get access to those improvements, and at least you have a little bit of that. But even then, man, you can backport. You can backport just so much, right? It's not everything that you can backport. There are security fixes you cannot backport. There are performance improvements that you cannot backport. Right. So the sooner people start doing this and to move to a new version, the better.
Yeah, but they again, like I said, they just I've seen the resistance. Like when I was in .NET, when I was doing a .NET development all the time. And I don't know about it right now, but Microsoft, when they said this version of .NET's gone, it's just toast. It's gone, unless you're the government. If you're the government or a really large company that can pay very large sums of money, then that's the only way you ever got your hands on the binaries to be able to run a version of .NET that they said was gone, really gone. And so it was a whole. Like just my first glimpse into how the Java community worked and all of that. It was one of those things that really was eye-opening when I would like, hey, this is like almost 10 years old. Why are you begging people in 2019? And that Bruno, you and I were there at Java 1 where the whole theme was please upgrade. It was just please upgrade. That was over and over and over again, everywhere, all throughout the place. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, why do you need to beg them to upgrade? Don't you just make it disappear when we don't make it disappear. People came around and actually kept making it. That's
and I believe that it became spread more because of different providers of JVMs, right? Implementation. So we have Amazon, we have also other Zoo, Oracle. We have some of options, and I have been talking with Gabriel recently, and we have been we had to do this backporting feature to be able to keep on our customers' environment version. And that was the option we had. So sometimes it's just the business requirement we had up to keep with the version and yeah. But I understand your point, Douglas. It maybe if we are more how can I say more? Oh, it's gone and move forward. Maybe won't have to do these actions. I don't know.
That's the whole point of open source, though, was that it could never be gone. That it would always be gone.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the whole reason for it. So, I mean, again, it's it's a double-edged sword, right? And so, I guess we want to bring it back into trends of 2024. Let's just hope that more and more people go, I absolutely have to have like my framework, and I need virtual threads, and I need new people that are learning really want to use the dynamic classes, and it just really brings people on. They're going to use the new stuff, and you just sell them. It's a sales and marketing deal. Like you've got to sell them on it's going to cost them more to stay on old than it is to go to new.
I think that's the biggest point here, maybe, and what virtual thread may start to raise these trade-off, because you won't have access to some features that is better for you or for your business to have um, quite out of the box performance improvements without with this new version. So yeah, I think we have to focus on that point, and it is exactly what Manuel Clemente asked a few messages ago. What is your opinion about Java 21 and how it can impact on your project, on our project? And one of the features, I believe, one of the biggest improvements or features that can bring improvement for the project, it's the virtual threads. There's many other things that is coming on together, but virtual threads, I believe, it's the most talked feature on the community, and that can impact a lot your application without having to, as Bruno said, without having to do so big changes on your code base.
I'd like to add something about virtual thread as well, because we 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 want to use new stuff. Am I right? We want to use the new stuff. We can see, oh, I can use Java 21 because we got a lot of improvement of performance. We can save memory without it means save money as well. And but also we need to care about the technical debts that we are still paying during the years. What I'm saying with that, because if we, for example, Lombok, I'm not saying that I'm against Lombok, but Lombok uses something that is not a default way to use Java, and it's conflicts with updates. Don't send me so, and if you are, for example, as Bruno said, if you are just using play old Java classes in your project that you don't need to manage threads, okay, you are able to use Java 21 and virtual threads. But if you use threads on a specific way that not compatible to, it's a good problem. And it will bring problems during the years. And we know that Java is a production language. It's something that we need to handle through these years. So that's the reason why we need to care about that. And sometimes the problem is not in our codes, it's the library codes, third-party codes. Maybe, probably, this Java 21 movement, you forcing the vendors to upgrade those libraries. And without that, we cannot update our projects. But if you are in your company, if you are able to look it up, your code, your project, the requirements of your code, maybe you can do some POC projects. For example, let's as the question of the audience, for example, oh, how can I improve the movements? How can I prove to the company that's important to move to Java 21? Am I right? Because the company wants to save money, just like that. It's a different uh, talk context. Am I right? You cannot say to your manager that, oh, look, let's use virtual threads because virtual threads are good. No, you need to talk about the language that the business understands. You need to talk, okay, why you need to use virtual threads? Because we are saving money. Why are we saving money? Because we don't care about the onboard for new developers, because we don't need to explain how to use reactive programming. We don't need to care about that thing, and it could be help your company to move it away to Java 21. So it's very interesting topic that I'd like to add right here. That's it.
So one of the most interesting talks that I have seen lately, right, is actually a conversation with the guys from Amazon. So I did a tour around the U.S. last year with Vinicius Sanger from Amazon, and we discussed a lot about what Amazon is doing. In the last day of the tour, we actually had a conversation with one of the Amazon, the guy that's responsible for the JCP representation of Amazon. And so, and one of the things that he was talking about in the presentation that he gave that day was how much money Amazon is saving by migration to a new version of Java, right? So it's huge, guys. Amazon, in one of their servers, the services that they have, they reduce in 20% the number of servers they need to serve their customers, right? And that, guys, it's huge. I mean, they're saving literally millions of dollars a month just by migrating to a new version of Java. So so these kind of things. And by the way, there's a great presentation from them. I think it's in DevVox. I might be able to get the link here. And DevVox Belgium, that they talk about this. So this kind of numbers, right? It's important for you to go and show your boss, because the reasons why we're migrating to new versions, I mean, sometimes we try to, like Max is saying, I totally agree, right? So you don't need to train new developers, all these are good things. But sometimes, guys, there are advantages. They're so obvious, right? That, that we can benefit a lot the company. And everyone is in the cloud today. Everyone has multiple servers. Everyone is spending lots of money. It's clear how much money is being done on those things. So, I think that running those things, testing it out in your company, seeing the values, and so performance is one thing that I think you guys really should touch to your boss, right? Even if you don't have a test in your company, just pointing out what happened to Amazon, it's enough for the boss to say, "Whoa, okay, is that true for us too? If you can reduce a little bit, that should be enough, right?" So and the other one that's even bigger than that, right? The performance is security, right? You should really be saying, guys, look how many security bugs has been fixed. We running that stuff in production. These things can really go down. Do you guys want to be the next one in the front page of some magazine? Because
I'm gonna say most people are not. The security thing, I've tried it before. I have tried that for several different iterations in several different size companies, and they're like, it works for now, and we're not going to pay the money to do that, because they don't see the only way to get that to work is if there's a compliance issue. So like if they're going to lose SOX compliance, or if there's something with regulatory paperwork that's going to go haywire because we don't do it. Other than that, it's just like Douglas just wants to use the new shiny syntax, and so he's trying to make the arguments around security. Let's ignore Douglas. It has happened in my career.
All right, okay, good. So now you said the good thing, right? It's the regulatory, right? So if you're watching us here in one of the regulated industries, use that for advantage. I mean, guys, look,
go get them.
You can build the argument, right? That's my point, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what your boss needs to hear, right? But I can guarantee you that your boss is not just, I'm not just going to do just because I'm not going to do. He has reasons, right? And the comparison is usually to migrate costs money, to not do anything doesn't cost money. And if you flip that equation and say to not do anything costs money, to migrate is cheaper, that's a possibility.
So there's risks too, right? So you have to calculate risks in that money exchange. So the thing is that if you say that to not go costs money, then you go, will it ever cost more money than it will to do the migration over? And how much of a risk is the migrate? Look, I've been through this conversation so many times in the 20 years that I've been in. Bruno, I know you have too. You probably have been through it too, but it's so frustrating when you get there. You're like, we need to upgrade. We need the performance. We need to actually be able to write less code, because less code equals less bugs. String templates are also in 21. So, go less code. The best line of code is the one not written. And, so, I mean, the thing is that it's just really hard to get a person in. I've read books on this. Humans do not calculate risk or probabilities real well in their head. So when they're having a conversation with this monkey developer that's like, hey, security, blah, 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 and new features and performance, blah, 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 and all they're doing is seeing, I actually need new features. I don't want to do a project where it's just the same thing, maybe a little faster. I want new features. We don't stop. Then it's a really interesting way of living. but it's always about risks, and they can't calculate the risk real well. So they think that it's actually okay, and you're only caught, it's only illegal if you're caught, I mean, yeah, you know the drill.
Okay. Yeah, that's
But
that's
always
true.
post your
So
case,
well,
send
the
the
reality is
email.
that
You have the
the reality
documentation.
is each project is a project, right, Douglas? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But string templates are in there too. You notice how I dropped that? I just like slid that right in there. String
right,
template.
yes.
The job is
And
like
as
modernizing.
yeah, as there is the possibility to check if an emoji is which color the emoji is, right? So that's a new feature in Java 21. You have the hand emoji and you find out which color it is.
To run, Java supports emojicons on text, am I right?
Anyway, look, I think we have someone here. So, anyone want to announce him, or should I announce him?
Yeah, I will let you announcing Bruno. I think it will be better.
Okay, all right. So we have some special guests here for us, guys. I mean, actually, today's a 2-year anniversary. We're all celebrating, so we want to have as many guests as we can. We can have everyone to have like a long conversation. But this guy, he's a Java champion. He is the leader of the Bangladesh Java as a group. He's being, very, very involved with Java and the new version of Java. He has a series of articles and books and everything about the version of Java. So let's bring in Bazlur Haman.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Bazlur, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you? I was watching basically all of you, but I was working as well, so it was in a different screen. So I was doing both of them. And, yeah. So
That's great.
thank you
So,
for
Bazlur, you're speaking from where right now?
I'm from Toronto.
Okay, so you're in Toronto. Is it very cold there?
Today is not that cold. I mean, it's above 0 degrees, so we're fine with that. But when it goes to sub-zero, then when we have a problem.
Right.
You,
Okay.
you must come here to Brazil, man,
No,
to take baby care of.
he's from Bangladesh, man. He's really used to the hot, right? So
Yeah. In Bangladesh, it's like 30 degrees normal temperature.
Wow.
okay, cool. All right, so Bazlur, since you're here, you have the spotlight, right? Because everyone put you in the spotlight. So tell us about Java 21. What you like about it, what you see as the future of Java.
Yeah, I'm super excited about JDK 21 because it ships tons of new features, including, I mean, you've been discussing about virtual thread, and that's probably the most exciting one. But apart from that, we have a few other features, which is I liked, for example, a string template. Douglas probably already said that. I really like that one. I mean, sometimes we have to write, queries in code, right? For example, SQL code, and it becomes really messy if you concrete string one after one. But now we don't have to. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, there is pattern matching as well. Pattern matching on Switch.
Yeah.
It allows you to write concise code because you don't have to now write a lot of if else. So I'm super excited about that as well. And yeah, so in fact, in my current company that I'm working now, we are migrating all of our projects to JDK 21. So my first contribution in this company was basically migrating JDK version to 21. So I'm super excited and I'm doing it regularly right now. I would like to, share this frustration. Whenever I used to work in a company, they always stay behind, like Java 8, Java 11, they never upgrade to the latest one. This is the where first time I'm actually working with the latest one. So I'm super excited and at the same time, contributing to that upgrade. So, I'm feeling really great.
Cool. That's cool. So Basur was so excited about that he was working and listening to us at the same time. Working on Java 21 and listen to discussion about Java 21 at the same time. That's good, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Basur, let me ask one question since we have you here, right, in the hot
Sure.
seat right there. You were one of the guys that I know from the Java Champions group that have written the largest amount of books. So, you're a prolific book writer. So tell us how you do that.
Okay, so how I started, it was basically, actually, I never wanted to write book. So what happens is I used to teach in university. I used to teach Java for a long time, and then I accumulated some notes. I started writing them on a blog, and then a publisher from Bangladesh basically reached out to me. Hey, why not you put all of them to a book? And that's how I started basically. So I wrote my first book, and it was very it got attraction. Students started to buying it, so they sold quite a lot. And then basically they started asking, why not you write another one. So that's how I started basically writing books. So what I do to keep the momentum of, writing a book is definitely a difficult task. It's not easy. It takes a lot of time. So what I do now is I basically first of all create a group, basically the people who are gonna review my books. So I pick them from the community, from the Java user group, to those who I know personally. So I basically reach out to them. Hey, I'm writing a book. Do you wanna review my book? So I start writing, and immediately I send them the whatever I read, let's say 10 pages. They start immediately reviewing it, and they want more, right? So they keep me pushing. So that's how I make progress basically. So that's how I ended up writing five books, and I'm also writing a new one. Um, this one is going to be in English. I have already secured a contract with O'Reilly, so probably next year somewhere. Uh, Somewhere, I don't know when, but next year probably. I don't want to say more about it, but yeah. So I'm writing another one this
Cool.
year.
All right, that's cool. Okay. More questions for Barzul, guys.
Yes. Wow, that's amazing, Basur. And then besides JDK 21, Java 21, uh, what do you see as something that people should be keeping an eye on for 2024 on the Java environment that is coming on, or we are already?
Well, if you look at the openjdk.org, you will always see tons of new things are coming in. For example, if you go to the OpenJDK 21 and if you press on JDK 22, you will see already a 10, I would say 10 plus JEP already lined up on JDK 22, and you will even see 23 now. So you can immediately read all those things right now and start experimenting, because they're already available. Although we are still using JDK 21, right? 22 is not released yet, but we can those are available yet already, so we can just try and experiment those things. So I personally do a lot, and I closely follow up the JES, because I write on InfoQ as well. So whenever a new JEP comes, I write about that in the InfoQ. So I always keep track what's going on the new. So you can definitely go to the OpenJDK .org to see what's going on, but you also go to the InfoQ, where I basically summarize the whole thing in a more digestible format basically. So you can go that place as well. For example, in 22 there is I'm excited about one of the new features, which is called Vector API. Although it's still in incubator, it's probably the longest JEP. It started from JDK 16. Now in JDK 22, it is still in the incubator, which is seventh incubator, largest long-running JEP. But probably this is going to improve a lot of things, especially for executing some parallel executions, basically in terms of performance, for if you want to do machine learning, linear algebra, all those things, and it will make a huge performance, especially with the there's a thing called I forgot the whole acronym, SIMD or something like that. Single. Let me share the JAP with you all so that perhaps you can look into as well. So basically, what with this JEP, when we will be able to use it, you can, for example, if we do 2 addition right now, we do scalar operation, right, 1 by 1. So with this JEP, you can do multiple operation at once. So you can parallelize your instruction set. So it will improve the performance a lot. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. I'm opening here the page, and I shared the.
Sorry,
the
not that
on
one.
chat.
The JEP that I have shared over here, not that one. Let me
Oh,
share
not
the correct one.
okay.
Yeah. So there's a thing called SIMD, SIGD, called. Basically, it's the acronym of the whole thing. So go for it.
It's this Vector API.
Yes, the Vector API, right? That's the one I'm really excited about. It's called single instruction, multiple data, basically.
Cool, amazing. I share it here for our audience to keep a watch on that. Cool. Let me share the wiki page. Great. More questions from the audience, or also from our board, of course.
Hey Basler, I'd like to ask you how was to become an editor in InfoQ and FullJ website. How
It's
it was?
easy. Just reach out to me. Are you interested in writing InfoQ? I can just send you your introduction. If let me know if you're interested. I mean, anyone, if you want to write on InfoQ, just tell me. It's easy. I'll just introduce with those the guy, and then so what interesting thing about InfoQ is when you started writing, they will train you for 1 month. There will be a professor who is expert in conveying he will train you how to write properly a specific format. For example, there's a format called inverted pyramid. You will put the important stuff first and then gradually put the less important stuff, and there is a way to provide information without biasness and marketing pitch, so that the readers can get the the fact. So they will guide you, train you for first month, and then once you graduate, you'll be able to write for them. So that training is really helpful. I mean, personally, it helped me a lot.
It's really interesting, yeah.
So if you guys want to are interested in writing in InfoQ, just let me know. I'd love to introduce you.
Yeah, I loved the series that you have been done on FullJ, interviewing the people, interviewing some Java champions as well. For example, Otávio Santana from Toronto, you did some with him and so on. So it's a very interesting. Okay, it's amazing.
Yeah, in fact, I have a long list in the pipeline. Hopefully, someday I'll reach out to you as well, because it's an ongoing series. Although nowadays I'm a little bit more involved with other things, and I have a baby she just got 1 year old, and I don't get a lot of time the way I used to get earlier. So but I'll catch up soon.
Oh, amazing! It's amazing to see how how easy to talking to you. So if you want, if the people on the audience wants to reach out to you, you just to share your LinkedIn. So I think
Sure.
anyone knows you, especially in the Java community. I'm so
Yeah, you
excited.
can reach out through my LinkedIn. If you have any questions related to Java. So what important? What is if you reach out to me, what I can tell you that if I don't know the answer, I'll reach out to someone else who knows the answer. So I'll get back to you. I can say at least that.
Oh, great. Okay, amazing. Oh, back to you, Hugo, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't want to be on
no,
speak for a long time.
but actually we are reaching the end of our session today, so we are already 7 p.m. here in Brazil, and we are trying to keep the 1 hour session for also for the audience to be able to program themselves. But yeah, Basler, I don't have words to thank you for joining us on this last minute
Pleasure is mine. Thank you very
invitation.
much
So
for inviting me.
yeah, it is amazing to have you here, especially today, not just for the 2 years of our channel, but also because of the topic.
Congratulations.
Talking about Java Trend 2024, you are the person that comes in my mind when we think about trends for Java. Good to have you here, and I hope that people that is watching us have had great time with us. And if you also have questions, is there any better way to reach you, Butler? If anyone wants to ask you something or contact you later, there's Twitter,
Twitter
some
is probably going to be the
social media. Yeah.
easiest one. Yeah. So just
What
send
is
me,
your
DM
Twitter?
me. Let me share my Twitter as
Yeah,
well.
please.
So Twitter, LinkedIn, these are the two places I'm really active. I don't use any other social media apart from these two right now. I use, but not that active.
Perfect. Let me share here so the audience can also reach you too. And yeah, so I also want to thanks all the people that joined us. Also Max that also joined us in the last minutes. Hey, thanks a lot, Max, for contributing on the content today. I'm really happy to have you here, and yeah, I hope to see everyone here on any future sessions too. So
All right. Thank you.
thanks
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Thank you.
See you. Have a
Bye.
good
Yeah,
one.
Thanks a lot.
bye bye.
Bye.